What is a community? A community is a group of people living in the same place or having something in common, like a city, town, neighborhood, or even school. There are three types of communities: urban, suburban, and rural. The first type of community we're going to talk about is rural. Rural means country or countryside. People who live in rural communities live in the country. A rural community is set outside of the city and towns. Rural communities are often farmlands. However, a rural community can also be a forest, a desert, or a prairie. Basically, any big, large area of land. So, what do you see in a rural community? People. There are few people living in rural communities. In these communities, people live far apart from one another. You'll often see farmers, but people have a lot of other jobs too, like teachers, policemen, firefighters, and doctors. Places. In a rural community, you might see a lot of farms. However, there are few buildings and businesses, and they are usually far apart. There are still some stores and schools just like any other community. Kids in rural communities go to schools close to their homes. They usually take a bus to get there. Things. Since there are many farms in rural communities, you will probably see a lot of barns and crops growing. Crops are the food that you grow in your garden or buy at the grocery store. Some crops you might see growing are corn, cotton, wheat, tomatoes, and even cranberries. To produce these crops, farmers have to do certain things, like plant them and take care of them. Lastly, in a rural community, you also see animals, such as cows, chickens, pigs, horses, and other animals such as birds, squirrels, raccoons, possums, and maybe even a bear. Our next community we're going to talk about is urban.